All right, hello everyone. Good morning. Hello Lou, hello Jason. I'm just waiting for people to show up, but you can ask questions anytime you want to. If you're ready to ask questions, go ahead. I am from Cincinnati, Ohio. Hello Kelly. It is 9:34 a.m. 9:34 a.m. I'm from Ohio. It's in the United States. Oh, that's interesting. I always feel so silly standing here waiting. Hello, Lily. Hello, Mia. Hello, Al Farouk. Hello, Fadal. And hello, Ken. And hello, Michael. Hello, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's start the show. You know what I decided? Or not decided. I have come to the conclusion. I have come to the conclusion that books, these things, books are going to become much, much, much more valuable. And I don't mean digital books, I mean real books. Real books are going to become much more valuable in the next 5 to 10 years. I'm going to say 5 years. Do you know why? Kelly, I mean, all books, all real books are going to become much, much more valuable in the next 5 years because everything that is digital now can be faked. Everything that is digital now can be changed. Everything that is digital can be adjusted, corrupted, changed, faked. Everything that is already in digital form on a computer, now AI will be able to fake anything and it will be a problem. So I'm already seeing fake people on Facebook, right? They're not real. They look like they're real, but they're not real people making posts. So that means that very soon you won't know what's real and what's not real on the internet. And that means that things that are real, like books, that will become much more valuable because this can't be corrupted. The book is the book. You practiced, you used my suggestion about thinking in English, and it feels good. Good. I'm glad. Is there a book about cooking? Kelly, there are millions and millions of books about cooking. There are millions of books about cooking. Hello, Sarah. How are you? Oh, I'm tired. I had weird dreams all night. Keep away from people who try to belittle your ambitions. Small people always do that, but the really great make you feel that you too can become great. That's very true. That's Mark Twain. Mark Twain. Spoon feeding in the long run teaches us nothing but the shape of the spoon. That's a good one. E.M. Forrester. Spoon feeding in the long run teaches us nothing but the shape of the spoon. Can I suggest some good resources or tips for studying or improving your English? So, Lou, everything I do here is what you just asked about. Okay? So, Lou, I can't tell you every tip, but I have been here for 5 years giving tips about reading and writing and listening and speaking and grammar and vocabulary and pronunciation and the best ways to learn and the best ways to study and confidence and how to improve your accent and how to get a job with an interview and have confidence in your interview and public speaking. I've done all of those. So you're in the right place. You need to ask questions. Okay? Asking how can I improve my English is not a good question. It's too lazy. You must ask some smaller questions that I can actually answer. Because if you ask me a question like, how can I learn English? Then I'm going to just say, oh, how can I learn English? Oh, Fine. Then here's a book about English. Go read that. If you ask me a question that's a big, big question, I'm just going to give you a book. All right? What was the name of what book? Which book? This one here, English is Not Easy, or this one here, The 1001 Smartest Things Ever Said? It's a quote book. I just like quote books because they're cheap. I can always find them used, and they're always nice for inspiration. This is good for you. You should get one too. Any quote book, it doesn't matter. Just buy a quote book. Find a quote book somewhere that you can buy. And it's good because you can just open it up and then just read a few quotes. Like, look, they're just, like 6 quotes here, okay? And you can just read a few quotes and see if they inspire you or make you think a little bit about something every day, What's the difference between driving in China and the U.S.? Well, I don't know about mainland. I lived in Taiwan for 4.5 years, and the big difference is that we don't have motor scooters here. We don't have scooters. Nobody drives scooters in America. We all drive cars or motorcycles or trucks, but there are not many motorcycles, very few. So it's a very big difference when you're driving with a bunch of scooters driving all over the place around you. That's very different, While talking in English and having a meaningful conversation, I seem to hyperventilate. Well then, Brian, relax, man. Relax. Take a deep breath and relax. Okay? All right, let's see. To run an errand. An errand is a task or something that you must do, a chore, a task, or something you must do. So when you say, I need to run an errand, that means I need to go out and do something, like I need to go grocery shopping, or I need to go to the bank, or I need to go to the post office. Those are errands. Okay? I need to do something. I need to go somewhere and do something. Those are usually errands. Okay? Do I read famous quotes from celebrities? Not from celebrities, no. Kelly, maybe a few, but very few celebrities have anything really valuable to say. I'm sorry, but it's true. Celebrities are not philosophers. Celebrities are not geniuses. Celebrities are not really brilliant in any special way. Celebrities are famous and usually rich. Being famous and rich does not mean that you have anything good to say. There are lots of famous rich people who have nothing that's worth hearing. Okay? So I don't read famous quotes from celebrities, but I do read famous quotes from scientists and philosophers and historians and musicians and artists and poets and, those I read. Your brain can speak English better than your mouth. Well, then you need to spend more time with it and do both. Right? If you can use English in your brain, that's great, but you need to use it more with your mouth to get comfortable with the connection. Okay? So start talking to yourself. Konnichiwa, hello. Or I should say, because it's morning here, I'll say Ohio. What's the difference between a cave and a hole? Dana, a cave is a hole in a mountain. Okay, a cave is a hole in a mountain. Okay, usually it's in a mountain. A hole is a hole. Okay, so Dana. I made a hole. That's a hole, Dana. All right? That's a hole. A hole is anything that you poke through like that. That's a hole. A cave is specifically for a mountain or in nature. They're not always in mountains, but they usually are. Why do people always say, how are you? Is it impolite not to? Zephyrin, we say, how are you? It's part of the greeting. When we say hello, it's just part of, hello, how are you? Right? So I say it to my students every time I see my student. Just this morning, I said, how are you today? Right? And he said, I'm okay. Right? So it's just part of the greeting. Now, when we say, how are you, we are not asking you to really tell us about your life. Not usually, right? So it's just part of the greeting. We're just saying, hello, how are you? And we're hoping that you're fine. We want you to be fine, so we hope you'll say, yeah, I'm good, I'm fine, I'm great. Okay? So it's part of our greeting. Now, if we ask, how are you, in the middle of a conversation, that's different. If you ask, how are you, in the middle of a conversation, now I really do want to know, are you okay? Is everything okay with you? All right? And is it impolite not to? I would say maybe it could be, Zephyrin. That's a pretty name, by the way. Hajobujan. How can you use the word rich? Well, there are many words or many ways to use the word rich. Rich means to have a lot of money. You are rich. All right? But rich can also be a quality, like this food is very rich. Okay? In Spanish, they say rico. That's right. Tom's got the right answer for cave and rock, or cave and hole. I'm sorry. Yeah. Can you drive in China with a U.S. license? I don't know. Like I said, in Taiwan, I was able to get like I think that for many people in America, for Taiwan, we can get like an easy transfer of license. If you go, I can go get a license that works there. But I don't know about mainland. I have no idea. Okay? I think it's different because I think it's the different rules. Just like in America, every state is different. There are definitely some states where it's very easy to get the license there in China, but in some states it's not, I think. As a learner, should we read more famous quotes and phrases to practice speaking English? Okay, that's different. I think, Kelly, if you're in the advanced level, then yes, I think that studying quotes is a wonderful thing because quotes are short, little examples of good language. Quotes are short, quick examples of brilliant words. And they make you think. That's better. That's even better, right? So, yes, I have many quote books. Okay, I'll show you my first quote book. I got this when I was probably 20 years old, 19 years old. The Oxford Dictionary of Quotations. And this has got a lot of quotations. This is a huge, huge book of quotations. Yeah, so I like them. Yeah. Xin Chao. Why does the American and British, why are they different? Rithwick, they are different because we are different. Rithwick, do you know about the history of America and England? Do you know about our history? Why do they drink tea and we drink coffee? Why do they say water and we say water? Because we had a big fight, and we don't want to do things the way they do because we had a big fight. Okay? So that's the way it works. When you have a big fight, you say anything that's from them, we don't want it. So we changed lots of things, or we adjusted things. Okay? There's a longer story than that, but that's the short version. How can you get rich? I don't know. I'm not rich. Don't ask me. And Steve, the world does not need more rich people. The world needs more good people. And the world definitely does not need more rich people who are not good people. So, if you want to become rich, I only approve if you are good first. So, Steve, forget about being rich. I don't want you to become rich because I cannot trust you unless you are good. So first you must become good. Then you can become rich. All right? Rich people, I don't like rich people in general. Noble life is sad. You want to speak. Can you wait for a minute? You're rich, you're in real estate, and you're a good person? Well, if you're rich, then you're not sad. Why are you sad if you're rich? I'm not rich. You selected the name from AI. Oh, that's cool. All right. Why do New Yorkers speak so fast? Billy J, they don't all speak so fast. I was born in New York. Do I speak so fast? So maybe it's not all New Yorkers. Is the word malnutritious? Yeah, no, malnutrition is a word. Malnutritious. Nutritious and malnutritious. So nutritious is a word. Could you make malnutritious a word? Yes, you could. You could, absolutely, you could. Because mal, M-A-L, means bad. So malnutrition means bad nutrition. Malnutritious. Let me see. That should be a word. Why did somebody tell you it's not a word? It seems like it should be. It's the adjective form of malnutrition. Let's see. Malnutrition. Well, no, it is a word. It says malnutritious. Yeah, that's a word. Yeah, it's not a commonly used word. We usually use a different form. We'll say malnutrition. Okay? He suffers from malnutrition. Okay? But you can definitely say this food is malnutritious. Absolutely. I don't know why anyone would think not. Big league is a slang term that means professional or somehow in the top group, right? So big league is talking about Major League Baseball. We're talking that comes from baseball. When you're in the big leagues, that means you're not playing for the small little teams anymore. You're playing for the national team. Okay, that's the big leagues. So the big leagues means that you made it to the top. Okay? Leah, you know, most of the questions that you're asking about America, Leah, you can just Google. Can Americans get a driver's license at 14? We have 50 different states, and every state has a different rule about when you can get your license. In my state, I believe it's 15 years old if you have an adult with you. 16 only if you're alone, right? So you can drive by yourself when you're 16. If you pass the test and you have your license, then yes, you can drive by yourself. At 15 years old in my state, you can drive, but only with a parent or a licensed driver with you. Someone who's basically, you know, paying attention to make sure you're doing well, right? But there are a few states, I believe, where maybe you could start at 14 with an adult, okay? Yeah, that's the biggest reason. That's the biggest reason why we don't drink tea in America, because we had a big fight with the British, and we don't want what the British do, so we drink coffee. Okay. All right. Let me see what this noble life wants to talk about very quickly, because he seems very insistent. But you have to raise your hand, man. Can you raise your hand? Find the raise hand button. There's a button that you have to hit so I can invite you on stage. No, you didn't. I'm looking at the raised hand list. There's nobody in raising their hand right now. There's a special button that you have to press. All right, let's see. I don't like Elon Musk. No, I hate Elon Musk. He's rich. He is the dumbest smart guy of all time. In the history of mankind, there has never been a smart guy as dumb as he is. No, I don't like him at all. I despise him because he represents. He's a man who never works on himself. Why would I admire a man who doesn't try to improve himself? If you can't admit when you have any problem, then you can't improve yourself. He never admits that there's anything wrong. You can't improve yourself if you think you're great. Okay? So once again, Noble Life, you didn't. There is a button on the screen in Hello Talk that you must hit. That is the raise hand button. And I am not seeing your hand raised. I see Mona Lisa just raised her hand. Now she put it back down. There's Kelly just raised her hand. Okay, you gotta find. Well, then I guess there's a problem, Noble Life, because I don't see you. I don't see you raising your hand, so I can't invite you. Maybe you need to leave the room and come back. Maybe leave the room and come back, because I can't see you raising your hand. Okay, let me try to answer a few more questions. And actually, Noble Life, if you just want to talk, then that's not why I'm here. Okay? I'm not here to just talk to people. I am a teacher. I am here to teach. Okay? there will be 100 people here, and 100 people are listening to me because I am teaching. Okay? So if you want to talk, that's fine, but you need to chat. You need to ask me a question. All right? You can't just say, hey. All right? Hello, my friend.
Hi, teacher.
What should I call you? Should I call you Noble Life, or do you have another name?
My name is Ibrahim.
Ibrahim. Okay, Ibrahim. So, Ibrahim, what can I do for you? How can I help you today?
Actually, I have a lot of to say. If you let me introduce myself, can I introduce myself?
Sure.
My good name is Ibrahim Saad Al Mutairi. I'm from Saudi Arabia, age 29 to 30. I'm a businessman in real estate investment. In my free time, I like to walking. You see me now walking around. I like walking and reading books and playing soccer, football. My dream, teacher, my dream is to be native speaker. Actually, this is my dream. I think I will achieve it, inshallah, by practicing, preparing how to be a good speaker. And I have issue in writing and reading, main idea, sometimes difficulty. But speaking, I can speak.
Okay. So, did you have a question for me then, or no?
I want you to tell me the if clause, grammar.
You want me to tell you the what about grammar?
Like if I were you, I would do that. If I had been, I would. I want to play on the words in English.
Okay. So, Noble Life. This is Ibrahim. This is your first time watching me, right?
Yes, first time.
Okay.
And I'm happy. I'm happy, teacher, to watch you. I'm so much happy.
Okay, and that's great. But Ibrahim, if you want to learn from me, you have to come to my class every day and listen and take notes and ask good questions. I have been on Hello Talk for more than 12 years. I am a real teacher. I have been teaching since 1994.
I can see that you are professional. I know.
And people come here. About 90,000 people follow me around the world, and they ask
Mashallah,
me.
nice.
They ask me questions.
May Allah grant you more audience. Millions.
So what you can do is you can come here and you can bring me your good questions. Whatever questions.
Look, my teacher, sorry for interrupting you. I want to tell you something important. My problem, I'm suffering from bipolar disease, okay? My problem is I like speaking more. I don't listen. This is my problem. I want to be a good listener. But my problem, I talk a lot.
Okay, all right.
I'm a talkative person.
Okay, me too. But, Noble Life, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth. Why?
Because to listen more, a good listener.
Yeah. Okay, that's the most important thing.
Believe me, I tried my best, but I can't. Rolex.
Okay. So listen, Ibrahim. The next time that you want to say something, I want you to say it, but I want you to say it here, not here. So, Ibrahim, I'm a musician and I play the drums. And I remember that my teacher, he told me something very smart one time. He said, Mark, sometimes when you play a song, you have many ideas, and maybe those ideas are good ideas, but in one song, you can't use all your good ideas in one song. So he told me, if you have 10 ideas, say 3 of them.
Teacher, the same that I have many ideas, maybe 100 ideas in the same time, and I don't do anything.
Okay, so
I'm confused.
So then I want you to have the ideas, but I want you to only say
Focus.
3 of them. So if you have 10 ideas, then say all 10 to yourself. To yourself is okay. But choose 3, and those will be the gift that you give to people.
All right.
All right?
You know what my dream, my teacher, my good dream is I want to be a professor in psychology.
Wow. Okay. Well, then you better start studying because to be a
I'm
psych.
studying, by the way. I'm studying master degree, leadership in inspiration. I like to inspire people.
My father is a psychologist.
Wow.
So
Is he alive?
yes.
ما
Yes.
ناس may Allah many more inshallah.
Thank you. So Ibrahim, I think you're doing well, but I think that you're in the right place. But what you should do is you should listen. You should get some paper and you should write down the things that you hear in my class. And you can think about good questions. And if you have 10 questions, I want you to write 3 of them in my chat. Okay? If you have 10, I want you to write 3. That's the way I play my music, too. When I play music, if I have 10 ideas, that's too many ideas. The music will not sound good if I use all my ideas. It's too many. I'm saying too much. But if I say only 3, now the music will be good. Okay? So remember that everything you say is like music. And if you use all your ideas, then the music is not so good. So only use 3, not 10. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
I need
Teacher,
to let you go.
I am very nice to meet you first of all, and I'm so much happy to be your student.
I appreciate that. It's nice to meet you too. And I'll talk to you next time, okay? And we'll see each other.
All right, teacher.
All right. Take care, my friend.
May Allah bless you, and sorry for inconvenience, and thank you for hospitality.
It's no problem. Take care, my friend. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Okay. All right. He's so excited. All right. Let me go back and check the comments and make sure I didn't miss any. Yeah. All right. Please be patient. There are many, many questions in here. I want to try to answer them. So please give me a minute to catch up with all the questions, and then I'll try to talk to somebody else again, okay? Okay. How can I recognize the pronunciation difference between think, and sink, sink? Okay? Like a snake. But the other one is like you're blowing air. So if you can feel the air, look at this. Watch. When I say an S, that's an S. There's no air. When I say a TH, thank you, right? There's a lot of air, okay? Rich persons send more money to hosts? They don't. There's proof of that. Rich people don't tip as much. Rich people are not as generous. Rich people do not give as much. They don't. Poor people do. Poor people appreciate it more and they give more. Rich people say, oh, no, he doesn't need it. I'll just keep it. I'm sorry, but there are many studies that show it's true. That's why rich people are rich, because they're not generous. All right, let's see. Could you explain the difference between to, also, and either? Yes, to and also are the same, right? I like ice cream too. I like ice cream also. That's pretty much the same, all right? I also want to go to the park. Do you want to go to the park? Yes, I want to go to the park too. That's the same. So also and to, the same. Either means, do you want to go to the park or do you want to go to the mall? Either. That means I don't care. Both are okay. Both are okay is for either. Do you want chocolate or ice cream? Either. That means I don't care. Which one? Chocolate's good. Vanilla's good. Either is fine. Okay? So we'll say either or. And there are two pronunciations. You can say either or either. Doesn't matter. They're both okay. So we use both. Do you want either chocolate or vanilla? But if you don't want them, if you don't want chocolate and you don't want vanilla, then we say neither. I want neither. That means I don't like chocolate and I don't like vanilla. Neither. Okay? Okay. Kelly says, my spoken English is not very good. I dare not go on the microphone. Kelly, if you never try, it will never be better. You cannot differentiate between the pronunciation of jealous, jealous, and zealous. Sarita, it's like a bee. What does a bee sound like? Zealous. That's a bee. Jealous. Jealous. Okay, so one is and the other is zealous. Okay? Effective and effectual are very similar, but they have a slight difference. So effective is what you say when you describe something that does what you want, right? If it does what you want it to do, then it's effective, right? If it works well, then it's effective. Okay, effectual is more like it gives you the desired result, right? So how do I say this? Like for example, maybe there's a sickness and they're working on a new a medicine for it, right? So they have developed an effectual medicine, right? Now, you could say effective, but effectual means it gives the results that they want, right? Effective means it does work. So they're almost the same. One is it gives the results they're wanting and what they are expecting. That's effectual. It's effectual. Effective just means it does work. All right? Okay. He did not found Tesla. Leah, most of what you have heard, Elon Musk is a brilliant marketing person. That is what he's good at. He's good at marketing. That's and he is good at math too. He's better at math than I am. I give him that. But I have never seen a more awkward person in my life who doesn't know they're awkward and doesn't care and doesn't seem to want to work on it. I have never seen anybody who, well, no, that's not true. There is one other person that I can think of who has more character flaws than he does and who also doesn't recognize that they have character flaws to work on. There are two very, very famous people right now who are like that. Okay. Do I teach Chinese? No, I don't teach Chinese, but I speak Chinese. What's the difference between sink, and sing? Sing. I'm singing. He's singing in the rain, right? Sing. Sink. Okay? Can I repeat the advice that I said to the guest that my teacher told me? Yeah, so my teacher told me, we were talking about drums and we were talking about music, and he told me that sometimes when you have one song, you can't play all of the ideas that you have in your head in that song. If you use all of the ideas that you have in your head, you're saying too much and you're making it about you. You're making that song about you. But playing music is not about you. It's about the music. You're supposed to be giving yourself to the music. So that's why my teacher said, if you have 10 ideas, play 3 of them. Don't play all 10. Play 3 and save the other ones for the next song. Okay? A good way to show us how to tell the TH and S pronunciation. a good way is that the TH needs the tongue between the teeth. The S is behind the teeth. Okay, so watch me. Let me get my microphone closer. Hold on. So the S, you cannot see my tongue. It's behind my teeth. But the TH, you can see just a little bit of my tongue. The tip of my tongue is between my teeth. Okay? Okay. Mona Lisa, are there limitations of the brain? Yes, there are limitations of the brain. But you can't find out what they are unless you push. So nobody knows what the limitations they have are until you try to find them. That's why I tell everybody, you could be great. Do you know that? You might be great. Did you know that you could be great at something? Right now, you might be. But you'll never know. You'll never know. Because when you do things, you don't try. You don't push yourself. You don't try to do the best. So you'll never be the best. That's very obvious. If you never try to do the best, then you'll never be the best. Okay? Carlos, do I like soccer? I'm not a sports guy, Carlos. I don't watch any sports. Definitely not now. I don't understand how anybody has time for sports now. No offense. Question, please. I found this IPA for direction. Okay, do you pronounce it? Okay, and again, Marco, you have to remember, I'm not good with the IPA, so I can't read that. I can't remember. It's been 20 years since I looked at IPA, so I cannot remember all of the pronunciation symbols. Let me look and see if I can figure this out. The way I say it, Marco, is direction. 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 That is the American pronunciation. Direction. Follow the directions. Okay? I'm not sure about the British. Okay? Flaws. A flaws. F-L-A-W. F-L-A-W is a flaw. What does discourse mean? Discourse means talking. It means discussion about something. To have discourse means let's talk about it. Okay? You say direction. Ah, right. Okay. So in America, I think that maybe there are probably some people who do say directions. Yeah, you know, when I think about it, I think maybe Americans kind of do both. When I say the word directions, I almost always say directions, with a short I, not the long I. But it's funny because if I'm more upset, I will say, follow the directions. And this is an interesting thing, Abdullah, because in English, sometimes we will make language more formal when we're angry or upset, or when we want to be more serious. We'll make it more formal. So I never thought about it before, but I think that this is a case where Americans usually say the word directions. Follow the directions, follow the directions, follow the directions. But if we are upset or angry, we will elevate it and say, why didn't you follow the directions? I'm just thinking about that now and realizing that that's what's happening there. So we are saying the elevated form. It's like the British pronunciation. when we're more upset. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I just realized that now. I was just thinking of that. And yeah, we always say directions, directions, directions. But if I'm mad, why didn't you follow the directions? It's really funny. But yeah, that's true. Yeah. And there are other words that we do a similar thing to. There are some words that we do that with that when we're more upset or serious, we use an elevated form, and it might be similar to the British pronunciation in many ways. Okay? So basically, UK people are having temper tantrums all the time. That's kind of funny. Well, that's kind of what it is, because look, in America, if you grew up in America, when we hear a British accent, we think of like a school teacher, or we think of somebody who's very serious. Okay? Americans, look at me. I'm not a very serious dude. Well, I guess I am, kind of, but I laugh a lot, right? Okay? And I'm not saying that the Brits don't. Of course they do, right? They have their own humor, right? But because of our history, we were ruled by the British, so their language is the more serious language. So when we're angry, sometimes we elevate our pronunciation, and it actually does sound very similar to British pronunciation. And there are sometimes people come here and they think that I sound British, and I don't. It's not that I sound British. It's because I try to exaggerate my pronunciation, and because you hear the exaggerated pronunciation, it makes you think it's more formal, and that makes you think it's more British. It's a funny thing. Yeah. Doesn't discourse mean written? It can be, but no, I don't think it's limited to, but let me double check because I could be wrong. No. Discourse refers to formal, extended, or serious spoken or written communication. So discourse is what I said. It's just communication back and forth. It's discourse. Okay? In Australia, do people speak British English? Well, in Australia, they have a different history, right? The Australian continent was founded, if you want to call it that, just like America was founded, right? we found it. Look, it's Australia. We found it. Look, it's huge, but we found it. Look, there's America. We found it. It's such a funny thing to say we founded a country. But anyway, the Australian country was founded as a British prison colony. It's really funny, but if you look up the history, they sent all their bad people to Australia, and that's what started Australia. How to pronounce, so the word heir, the first one, H-E-I-R, the H is silent. It's pronounced heir. He's the heir to the throne. He's the heir to the king. Okay? So that one is pronounced like the word air. I'm breathing air. Okay? It's pronounced the same as the word, the letters A-I-R. Okay? But the second one is hair. I'm losing my hair. English people think they speak English elegantly. Well, not all English people think they speak English elegantly. There are many accents in England, and there are many people who don't want to speak elegantly. If you are from a lower class of people, or you live in a more poor area, those people don't usually use formal British English. No, they don't want to sound like the Brits. They don't want to sound like the rich Brits. They want to sound like the common Brits. So they have common accents, like the Cockney accent. Okay? Same thing in America. We have many, many accents. There are more than 30 accents. Okay? I have one. All right? Okay. I'm not sure I understand that joke, but okay. Hello, John. It's exactly the same with Latin, Spanish, and Spanish from Spain. Oh, isn't that interesting? You mean the elevated language? That's very interesting. To me, that's fascinating. And I'm not surprised. I bet that happens in many languages that have a similar history. I bet that happens in many languages that way. Yeah. Like Peaky Blinders. Well, the Peaky Blinders, that's Irish. Those are the Irishmen. So there's the Irish accent, the Scottish accent, the Wales accent, right? Those are regional accents from different regions. But even in London, London has many accents. Just London has many accents. Like, let's see, how many accents are there in London? It says there are 3 to 5 primary, but there are over 300. Okay? The fancy kind of British pronunciation is called RP English. RP. It means received pronunciation. That's the King's English. Okay? The King's English. It's very posh, right? Do you always follow native people and how they pronounce? No, Mona Lisa, of course not. Mona Lisa, there are 330 million Americans. 240 million of them are native speakers. They are not all good. Mona Lisa, I want you to think about, in that 240 million, there are maybe 1 million who speak well. I want you to find the 1 million people who speak well and follow them. Okay? Muhammad, can I tell you all the words or the ways to use the word get? I can't because there are too many. But I just answered this question maybe yesterday, and I think I still have a link. Let me find my link that explains all the uses of get. Here it is. There are 66 different ways to use get. Equivocate. Hunky dory, that's equivocate. To equivocate. Hello, Gabriel. John says, just 1 million. No, not just 1 million, John, but I want you to think that there are only 1 million. Why? Because I want you to be choosy. I want you to find the best. And most of you don't. You just turn on some guy on YouTube and you listen to some guy on YouTube. So you don't know if he's really a good speaker or not. So I am saying that there are 240 million Americans who are native speakers of English, and I want you to find the best. So just think about it like there are only 1 million, because I want you to find the ones who are good, and I want you to ignore the ones who are not good. Okay? I'm fine, Gabriel. How are you? Hello, Andrew. If someone is upset with you and doesn't want to talk, how do you deal with this the best way? You give them some space. Let them have their time and let them have their space. Then talk to them later. Okay? Maybe wait a week, and then after a week you can say, "Hey, I know you're still mad at me, but I would love to talk about it when you are ready." Okay? Do I have a YouTube channel? I do. It's right here. Here is my YouTube channel. Here is my website. And here is my blog. I watch different podcasts about American actors. It depends on the actor, John. Some actors speak like me. I am trying to speak like an actor should. But when I say actor, I mean a stage actor. I don't mean Brad Pitt. I don't mean a movie guy. Because movies don't really care about your language. But when you're an actor on stage, if you are doing Shakespeare on stage, then you must speak clearly and you must project your voice so that everyone can hear you. Okay? It's the same when you're a teacher. Just think, sometimes I'm in a room and it's a big room. There are many people in the back. I have to speak so that they can all hear me. If I speak like this, and I'm not very loud, and it's not very clear, and maybe I'm speaking too fast like this, and you really don't understand me because it's not very clear, and I'm not projecting my voice, and it's not very clear, and it's very muddy, and it's very... But if I speak like this, then you will understand me. This is speaking like an actor. Samira, then maybe you just need to let it go. You can't fight every battle. You can't win every battle. Okay? I speak bloody clearly. That's what I'm trying to speak. Bloody clearly. Okay? You're starting to think that you should give them that space forever. So, Samira, there's a famous song. There's a famous song by Sting. It's called If You Love Someone, Set Them Free. If you love this person, this is your friend. I love all my friends. Okay? If I love this person, I'm going to let them go. I'm going to let them go and I'm going to let them do what they need to do. Because I care about them. If they need space, if they need time, fine. I'll let them have space. I'll let them have time because I care about them. So I'm going to let them go like a bird. And if that bird does care about you, it will come back. All right? If you love someone, set them free. You can't cage them. Romina, hello. Will I be giving any etymology classes? Sure. Maybe I'll do one. I'll try to do one tomorrow. How's that? I'll try to do one tomorrow. I'm handsome again. Yeah, I like to do that. Sometimes I like to be ugly. Sometimes I like to be handsome. You know, I like to change it up. How boring to be handsome all the time. How boring. What does stiffness mean? To be stiff means, let how do I explain this? Stiff is a word, it means rigid, right? So if my arm, right now, my arm is not stiff, okay? It's not stiff. But if I make my arm like this, it's stiff. My arm is stiff. Understand? Not stiff, stiff. Okay? So the stiffness means how hard and stiff, rigid. How rigid is it? Rigid is the word that we use to describe stiffness. Wow, Mona Lisa, you have some big questions, Mona Lisa. And hello, Legend, over there in my YouTube channel. Mona Lisa, those are some good questions, but I can't answer everything. I don't know all things. I am not a god. I am a guide. I am not a god. I am a guide. I don't know everything. I just might know more than you. That's all. Okay? So when we are talking, is it flowing from an unconscious place? Sometimes yes, and sometimes no. All right? Tien, I actually said the word guide, but I am a guy. I'm a guy and a guide. Teachers are not guides. Teachers are not gods. Teachers are guides. That's what I meant. Teachers are not gods. Teachers are guides. I don't know everything. I just know more than you. And Sarah, if this is your first time here, then my advice is to keep coming back, okay? Because everyone asks me that question about how can I be fluent. So here is what I will tell you. I have 3 articles that you should read in my blog, okay? I'm going to give them to you now. Here is the first article that you should read. If you want to be fluent, then read this article. That is my article that I wrote about the complete guide to thinking in English. How can you think in English? All right? That's the first article you should read. Then you should read this article about the 8 parts of language. You can't study a language if you don't know what the parts of language are. So here is that article. And then finally, the other article I like to give to my students is the one about vocabulary. How can you learn vocabulary in better ways? Those 3 articles would be a good place to start. Okay? And I am here Monday through Friday on Hello Talk. I have been on Hello Talk doing live streams for more than 5 years. I've been on Hello Talk for more than 12 years. I am a real teacher. I have about 90,000, almost 90,000 followers around the world. And I have done 2,338 hours of teaching here on Hello Talk. And I have been a teacher since 1994. Okay, so free here, yes, but if you want me to teach you privately, then you have to pay me. You can pay me. You can give me money. I like to eat sometimes. I'm a human, and humans, we need to eat. And so sometimes I like to eat, but that means I need money too. And America is a very expensive place. All right, so the best thing you can do is you can ask me questions. The best thing you can do is ask me questions. So, but ask good questions. You know, if you ask a question like, how can I be good at English? That tells me that you're kind of lazy. You don't want to ask anything deep. You don't want to ask anything serious. You want to ask the biggest question that you can. That's the biggest question. How can I be good at English? You know, that's just too big. Try something smaller. Okay? I deserve $1. Yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it? I mean, to be honest, it would be great if you guys did give me just $1 each time you come here. I work hard for you. I'm not asking for a lot, but if you did give me just $1 each time, it would be a lot of help to me. I know you think I'm rich, but I promise you I am not. No teacher is rich. No teacher is rich. You think I'm super rich? Yeah, definitely not. I just talked to that dude from Egypt. He's got a Rolex. Do you know, you want to see my watch? You want to see how rich I am? Look at my watch. I have the greatest watch ever. Look at my watch. Wow. Hold on a minute. Let me see. Too hot. All right. Is it possible to have a personal class with me? Of course it is, Andrew. Yeah. Although it might be a little tricky for you being in Russia, but I'm not sure. But if you want a personal class with me, send me a private message and we'll figure it out. All right? Is the word absolute more about facts? No. Absolute could be about anything. Absolute has a scientific meaning and it has a literary meaning. So if something has no limitations, no restrictions, or no relationship to anything else, then it is absolute. Okay? So you can say, for example, that's an absolute lie. An absolute lie would be a complete and total lie. Okay? A complete and total lie is an absolute lie. You could say he is in absolute denial. That means he's in complete denial. He has absolute command. That means complete command without restrictions. Okay? Bourgeois, the word, so there are two words. One is desert, and it has one S. So the first word should have only one S, D-E-S-E-R-T. That's the one that's very hot, okay? But the second one, desert, is actually, I want you to think about two words. The word dessert actually comes from French. In French, it was desservir, which meant to clear the table. Because when do we eat dessert? When do you eat dessert, everybody? When do you eat dessert? After the meal, right? So Dessert in French comes from the words desservir, which means to clear the table, because they clear the food and then they bring dessert. Okay? So, there is another way to remember the word dessert. Dessert has two S's. Desert has one S. So when you say dessert, there's two S's. Dessert. Dessert. Right? And two S's means super sweet. Super sweet, because desserts are sweet. Okay? So, desert. Desert has one S. Desert. Dessert has two. And the reason it has two is because it comes from that French desservir, or desservir. I don't know the pronunciation correctly, but the French words means to clear the table. And it's DESSERVIER, I think, desservir, something like that. That's the French. There is not a wrong question, Sarah. There are many wrong questions. Sarah, you can ask any question, but not every question is good to ask. Think about that. You can ask any question, but not every question is equally good. Okay? Do native speakers think about grammar when talking? No. No, we do not. Am I fasting? Muhammad, I'm not Muslim, so no. Why did I hide my Rolex? Why teachers aren't rich? Because teachers don't get paid a lot of money. Teaching is not a job that pays a lot of money, unfortunately. It's sad. It's very sad. Teachers should make more money than most people, in my opinion. Teaching is a hard job, but teachers don't make a lot of money. Okay, let's see. Recently, you tried to open your mouth as big as you can to pronounce the A, E, I, and it's very good. I'm glad that worked for you, Zane. How much money do you need per month to live in America? Ruslan, that depends on where you live in America. If you live in the poorest area of America, maybe you only need, I don't know, $1,000 a month. But if you live in New York City and you have an apartment in New York City, that could be the apartment. Only the apartment might be $10,000 a month. Just the apartment. And now you have to buy food, and now you have to pay for all the other things that you have, right? So, monthly, it depends on where you live, but I would say what Andrew said, the neighborhood of $5,000 a month is probably a good number for most people, middle-class people, but lower class is probably a lot less, okay? And the truth is that most Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. I think about 60%, if I remember right, about 60% of Americans at the end of the month, they get paid, and then they pay all their bills, and they have no more money until next month when they get paid again. All right? It's bad. Here now is very bad. It's getting much worse, too. So, Al Farouk, does not, there's a good page I can give you for that, okay? I can't teach you that because that would take too much time, but let me give you a page to help you with do, does, and don't. Do, does, and not, sorry. Look at this. Oh, no, sorry, wrong one. I keep doing that. I keep hitting the wrong screen. This one. Okay, so here's don't and doesn't. Okay, actually, this is the wrong one. I didn't want this one, but take a picture of this. This is how you use don't. This is the negative form. Okay, I'll give you the other positive form in just a second. Okay, take a picture of that. Okay, and then let me find the other one. Here it is. Sorry, wait. This one. Ah, wait a minute. Sorry, I can't find the right one. I have too many things on my desktop. That's May Might. Where's Do Does? There it is. Here we go. Ah, I'm sorry, I can't find it. I can't find it. But that's one that there are so many websites that explain do, does, and don't, and not, and the ing. There are many websites, Al Farouk. All right? That's a pretty basic one, and you're a smart guy. So I'm going to tell you, go do it. You can do that by yourself. You don't need me or anyone else. Just go look online and you will find what you need. Okay? Yeah, there it is. Desseviervir. That's right. That's right. Yeah. What's the best way to improve your confidence? The best way to improve confidence is always the same. The more you do it, the more confident you become. That's always the best way. If you want to look confident when you ride a bike more. If you want to look confident when you swim more. If you want to look confident when you drive more. If you want to look confident when you speak more. Foreign teachers have higher salaries. Yes, but that's not true for the local teachers, the Chinese teachers. I know. There were many Chinese teachers that were very unhappy with me because I made a lot more money than they did. From paycheck to paycheck, that's right. Is that because they rely on credit cards? No, mostly it's because things are too expensive, Samira. That's the reason why, is because it's too expensive. Okay? Zane, Americans like to save money too, but if you can't, then you can't. What mistakes do English learners make? There are websites for that. Whoops, wrong one. I gotta get rid of that. I don't even use that anymore. I should unsubscribe. Common English mistakes by natives. Where's that web page? I can't find it. That's weird. Well, here's one that just gives you 10. These are the 10 most common mistakes that natives make. If that's what you were asking. How do you pronounce words that have STS at the end, like costs? Costs. Yeah, it's hard. Practice it a lot. Make a list of words that have that and then practice them. Okay? Thank you, Andrew. Tyrion, I have been teaching for longer than you have probably been alive. So I have been organizing my thoughts for many, many years. To be a teacher, you have to have organized thoughts. You cannot teach if you cannot organize your thoughts. That's really important, right? So you're comparing yourself to me. That's not a good comparison. Okay? And I think most native speakers don't organize their thoughts like I do because they're not teachers. Okay? Because they're not teachers. So, organizing your thoughts begins with thinking. You have to think a lot. So many of the things that I say here, I would say most of the things that I say here, these are things that I have thought about a lot before. These are not just things I come up with now. All right? I have thought about them. I spend time. When I see a student and then I realize something new about, wait a minute, I think that they're having a problem because of this, I spend time thinking about it. I think, why are they having a problem and what can I do about it? And because I think about it, now I can talk about it later. All right? Not everyone is some brilliant genius who can think everything immediately. Okay? And most of what you're seeing when I speak, if it sounds clear and organized, that's because I've been teaching for a long time. Okay? It's not silent. No, it's cost. Cost. It's like it hits the st, right? Cost, and then costs. Costs. So do it the way that we did when I was a kid. Cost. 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 Costs. Costs. Cost. Costs. Costs, right? Bring them together until they make sense, all right? The word Louise, the first word is skull, 2 L's, not one, and that one is skull, skull, and the second one is school, ooh, school, okay? What practice did I initially do? I started teaching when I was 18. That's the practice I did. I started teaching when I was 18 years old. Okay? Oh, that's a good one. Yes, Samira, that was the one. Thank you so much. That's the one I was looking for. Thank you, Samira. That's the page Samira showed. That's the 20 grammar mistakes that almost everybody makes. Thank you. That was the page I was looking for. Thank you. Mohammed says, please have a seat if you'd like. Mohammed, I prefer to stand when I'm teaching. Teachers should stand. And I don't feel tired when I'm standing. I'm completely fine. I move around. It's much better than sitting for 2 or 3 hours. So a teacher is standing when they're in front of the classroom, right? So I'm good. Don't worry about me. Thank you, though. Well, thank you, Tyrion. Who did I teach when I was 18? I was a drum teacher at the local music store. So I'm a drummer, and drumming is my first job. I didn't start teaching English until 2009. I started teaching drums and playing drums in bands when I was 18. So I worked at the local music store, and I think when I started, I had about 30, I think it was 36 students a week, private students to teach drums to. But I think maybe within 2 years, I had about 75 students a week. So 75 people every week. I had private lessons to teach them. And some of them were 5 years old and some of them were 85 years old. You know, so I had a lot of practice with a lot of different people. How can you speak more naturally in English? It takes time, man. Do you guys like music? Do you like music? If you like music, how long does it take to sound good? How long? If you learn a song, if you learn a song, how long before that song really sounds good? It takes a while. It takes a long while. Okay, it doesn't just sound good right away. Okay? And I think it's better if you think about languages like music. I want you to just make it sound better every day. Make it sound more musical. If it's musical, people will want to hear more. So when I hear somebody playing the guitar, if they're very good, it's musical. And if it's musical, then I want to hear more. I'm like, oh man, this guy's great. I want to hear more of what he has to say. Right? So make your words like that. Make your words like music that people want to hear more. Okay? What's my favorite rock band? Oh, wow. I'll probably say Led Zeppelin because that's kind of what I grew up playing, was a lot of Led Zeppelin. But I also love a bunch of other rock bands too. So, but Zeppelin's a pretty big one for me. What comes to my mind when I think about teaching English? Nothing. Nothing comes to mind. If you're thinking of what to do, then you're not in the moment, right? So there are times when I prepare, right? Sure. If I'm working for a school, then yeah, of course I prepare curriculum and everything that we need to do for each day, right? But when I come here and I'm teaching English, what am I thinking about? Nothing. I'm thinking about nothing. I'm merely here to be a vessel to answer questions. That's it. It's not about me, and it's not about even you. It's about us and it's about learning. And my job is just to help you get further. That's it. My job is to help you go further. That's all. So when I'm here, that's all I'm thinking about, really, is trying to answer your questions to help you to get further. Okay, so it's more like a feeling. It's not really, I don't think about anything. It's more like a feeling. Do I agree with fluency means nothing? Yeah, because I said it. Joseph, I'm the one who said those words. I said it here just the other day. Fluency means nothing because you can't define it. Fluency is like an island that you want to get to, but you never can because you can't define it. How many words do you need to know to be fluent? How much grammar? Does your grammar need to be perfect to be fluent? Does your accent matter when you're fluent? Is anyone truly fluent? Maybe not, because the definition of fluency is to be able to speak freely about things. And I am speaking freely now about this. But can I speak freely about everything? No. So am I fluent? So the word fluency is just a terrible word because it's not well defined. If you can't define it, then you can't achieve it. If you can't define it, then you can't achieve it. And fluency cannot be defined. It's not defined well. So I tell people, do not do fluency, do comfort. Your goal is to be comfortable. Okay? Comfortability is the goal, not fluency. Fluency is not defined. Good night, Mona Lisa. Take care. Monday through Friday, Nancy. Monday through Friday. And yes, that's right, about 9 a.m. in the U.S. New York City time. Okay? So, 在中国就是9点晚上大概的星期一到星期五。I give so much of my emotions to you. In a perfect world, everyone would. In a perfect world, we wouldn't need to hide our emotions. In a perfect world, it would be okay. You're welcome. You love my Mandarin flexing? That's not flexing. Telling somebody my schedule is not flexing. All right, does anybody want to talk to me? I'm tired of hearing my own voice. I'm tired of hearing my own voice. Would anyone like to come talk to me? It gets really boring hearing me. Blah, 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 blah. You can hear me 24 hours a day. Well, that's nice of you to say. That's nice of you to say. But it's really, I'm very serious when I say that I love to teach. I really do. I love doing this. I love teaching. But I also think it's very funny because I don't know why anyone wants to listen to me for more than 10 minutes. I love what I do, but I also don't know why anybody wants to listen to me for more than 10 minutes. Do I, huh? Do I pronounce the F as B? In what? In of. No. Of. It's a V. Not a. It's not an F and it's not a B. It's a V sound. Of. Okay? I know it's weird. It should be written OV, but it's written OF and it's pronounced OV. Okay? Waleed, you're not new here. Yeah, it's like an OV sound, not an OB sound. Oh, yeah, so it's of, v. And actually, it's not OV, it should be UV. It's more like U, the letter U, UV, of. Okay, well, I'm glad that I'm not boring. I'm very glad that I'm not boring. Would I use the word anecdote to tell a short story about me? Okay, sure. So anecdotes are very small stories, right? Let's take a look at that word. Anecdote comes from the Greek word anekdota, which means things that are unpublished. Unpublished. So the word, it means not published. That's exactly what it means in Greek. Anecdote means not published. So it means secret or private stories. That's the original meaning of anecdote. So the story that I told earlier when I was talking about my drum teacher, and my drum teacher told me that if you have 10 ideas, you should not play all 10 ideas. You should play 3. That's an anecdotal story about my learning. Okay? Drama teacher. What about drama? Oh, drums. Yeah, drums. Yes. 我是鼓手. 你看. Yeah, not drama queen. Although sometimes maybe I am. All right, guys, it is, what time is it? It is 11:15. It's 11:15 a.m. So you have maybe 30 more minutes, about maybe. My nephew is here, so I might leave soon to go make breakfast for him. He sleeps late, so I always let him sleep late, and then maybe we'll make blueberry pancakes. Okay, so if you have questions, you better ask them because I'm not going to be here for too much longer. Did I say I'm a singer? No, not gusho, gusho. Yeah, 对. Gusho, 不是. Yeah. No, nobody wants to hear me sing. Okay? I'm a drummer. I speak really bad Chinese really well. So yes, I speak Chinese, but my Chinese is really bad, but I can use it really well. Okay? I'm drinking iced coffee. Iced coffee. 我是英文老师，同时也是我是鼓手。我也是厨师。我有很多工作。What are the benefits of iced coffee? Nothing. It wakes me up. Coffee wakes me up. That's it. Guys, so when it comes to food, I care about food a lot. I love good food. I love quality food. I love tasting new things and trying new things. But when it comes to coffee, I don't care. I just want it strong. That's the only thing I care about. I want it strong because I want it to wake me up. So when I drink coffee, it's not about the taste. I don't really care about the taste. I just want it to wake me up. Yes, Waleed, I need to work on those songs later today. Actually, we have 5 songs that we're trying to release soon. So maybe in the next month or 2, I hope we'll release those 5 songs. And Kelly, Arling Ilio da Arling 我住在台湾教英文. And yes, I've had biryani. How to be energetic every day. Do something that you love. If you do what you love, it's easy to be energetic. I don't get tired because I like what I do. What's the secret of the glow on my face? I don't know. I don't know. Do you think we should watch movies with subtitles in our own language or in English? You should do both. You should watch them with nothing. You should watch them with subtitles in your language. You should watch it again with subtitles in English. Then you should watch it again with just the transcript. If you're trying to learn Baran, then you must watch it many times, not just one time. If you're watching TV, you're not learning. You're not studying unless you do it many times. If you are having fun while you're watching the movie, then you are not learning. All right? If you're watching the movie and you're like, oh, this is a great movie, I love this movie, then you are not learning English. And do not tell me, oh, I'm studying English. I'm watching Fast and Furious. No, you're watching Fast and Furious. You're not studying English. All right? If you want to study, then you must actually do something. You have to do something. You cannot just say, I'm watching English, so I'm studying. Okay? One moment, everybody. All right, sorry about that, everybody. So I need to get going because my nephew is awake and I want to go make some breakfast for him. So let me just make sure, let me see if there's any comments that I can answer very quickly or questions. Why didn't I come to mainland? I just didn't. It's much easier. It's much, much, much easier for me to go to Taiwan than it is to go to mainland. To go to mainland, I have to do a lot more paperwork and a lot more visa stuff and everything. But to go to Taiwan was very, very easy. I didn't need any paperwork, really. Okay? So that's really why. Okay? Talking to yourself is great. Don't care. Every smart genius in the history of mankind, every smart person, they talk to themselves. So think about that. Samira, remind me about that question and come back and ask me next time about how to start conversations another way, okay? All right. Guys, listen to me. If you are new, you're in the right place, but you're late because I'm finishing here today now. But I have been on Hello Talk for more than 12 years. I have 90,000 followers here because I am a teacher. you can follow me here, and I am here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. This is my YouTube channel. This is my website, and this is my blog. Okay? So you should come back and you should follow me and ask questions. But ask good questions. Ask good questions. Don't ask, how can I be good at English? I have been here for 5 years, more than 2,000 hours of teaching. Do you know how many times people have asked me that? Gabriel, okay, you're in the right place, but I can't help you now. But follow me and come back, okay? Because I promise you, I have all the hints you need. Go watch my YouTube channel. Pick one video from my YouTube and watch it. It is 3 hours, maybe 2 hours or 3 hours, but almost all the things that you need, if you pick one of my videos and watch it all the way, you'll hear all the answers that you want. Okay? How can I be more confident? How can I work on my pronunciation? How can I learn vocabulary better? How can I be more smooth? All right? All of those answers are in my videos. Just go watch one. Okay? All right. I must go. I must go. I must go. And Tom the Old Geezer, if you make a video, or I'm sorry, you make a web, let me start again. If you make your link in HelloTalk for your live stream and you copy your link to your computer, you can open it in Chrome. Okay? I don't do anything. I have no beauty routine. None. I have no beauty routine at all. I take a shower. That's my beauty routine. I wash my body. I'm glad you think so. I'm glad you think so. All right, I have to go. Have a good morning, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, and I'll see you guys next time, okay? Bye.